Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Toronto Raptors video. This team has been so fun to watch ever since they got mostly healthy. They have won 4 straight basketball games and they are back to above 500. I'm feeling good about my my before season prediction of having the Toronto Raptors as the 5 seed advancing to the second round in the Eastern Conference playoffs. I'm starting to feel pretty good about it, and a huge reason is Fred VanVleet along with Pascal Siakam. Then obviously you have OG Anunoby, you got Scotty Barnes, you also have Gary Trent Jr. who leads the NBA in steals. Did not see that one coming. Before we go any further into this video, guys, if you enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. We are just so desperate for 10,000 subscribers. I've gained I think 2 subs in the month of January, so a like for the algorithm would be greatly appreciated. But like I said, man, ever since the boys have been healthy, I really like what Nick Nurse is kind of deploying, and I know my boy over at Amateur Hour Sports was kind of talking about this earlier this week, but what happens is Scotty Barnes comes out of the basketball game relatively soon, whether it's 4 minutes, whether it's 3 minutes, maybe even 2 minutes. But usually what happens is you have Scotty Barnes leave that game early, but he still starts. He's obviously finishes these games, and then he kind of leads the bench unit, if you want to call it the bench unit. But the way Nick Nurse has kind of devised this scheme is it's like there's never really like a glaring weakness, right? It's not your usual, all right, you have 5 starters and then you have 5 guys come off the bench once those starters come off. Usually what happens is Scotty Barnes will be paired with a guy like OG Anunoby, and they just kind of feast. Because when those 2 players are on the court, especially Scotty Barnes, what happens is he makes everybody around him better. I mean, he's finding open guys. He's getting, enough defensive pressure for his own. He can handle, he can pass, he can defend. He can do so many different things that the bench unit's almost like molded into the starters. And then you have guys like Kem Birch who will come into the game when Scotty Barnes gets subbed out. So you got some nice rebounding, you got some nice defense there. But we've talked about this all season and all off season as well. Like, what the Raptors are kind of crafting, if you will, is just this extreme roster filled with long, big, athletic players. And they're just straight up athletes. So you had a feeling once this Raptors team finally got healthy, there was, you had a feeling that they were going to just feast every single night. Because defensively, even when they're missing key starters or key bench players, their defense is so good, their team defense is so good that they're going to be in every single basketball game that they play. But when they were so depleted, they had so many offensive issues. There were just so many offensive issues, man. When you're missing 3 starters at a time, it's hard to generate offense. And when you're not getting production from guys like Malachi Flynn, who I thought was going to have a stellar year, it makes it a lot more difficult. But right now with Scotty Barnes kind of being the leader off of the bench unit, you have guys like Precious Achiuwa just kind of thriving. You have guys like Justin Champagnie, another great draft steal, just absolutely thriving. Justin Champagnie last night only played 11 minutes in the win, and he had a plus 16. Plus 16, was that the team high? That was a team high, plus 16. So the Scotty Barnes effect, I feel like American media and Raptors fans will back this up. American media doesn't give credit where credit is due when it comes to Scotty Barnes and the Raptors in general. It's like, I think if you were to actually watch every game of every rookie, I think you would just genuinely feel confident that Scotty Barnes is the rookie of the year. Now, unfortunately, Raptors fans, I think Cade Cunningham's, I think he's going to go off. I think Cade Cunningham is still my prediction for rookie of the year, but the production they're getting from Scotty Barnes, I mean, it's almost unreal. It's almost unreal. Obviously, the Raptors are probably going to build their entire roster around Scotty Barnes in the future. But for right now, you have a lot of talent. Pascal Siakam, I mean, ever since he came back from injury, he started a little rocky. Definitely wasn't 100%. I don't know if he's even 100% right now, but he's definitely trending in that direction. Another 30-point game for him last night, 33 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block, 2 of 4 from downtown, efficient from the field, 13 of 23. Pascal is reminding everybody in the league why he was just 2 years removed off the All-NBA what was it, second team? I mean, this guy's a stud. He is a stud. And when you're getting production from guys like Fred VanVleet, who last night only had 19 points. Freddie just scored, like, what was it, 3 straight games with 30-plus points. When you're getting Pascal going and Freddie going, I mean, not only is the whole team going to just feed off of that, but those are your 2 best players. And they're playing like all-stars right now. I mean, they both, I know Freddie's behind Kyrie Irving, but hopefully these guys get all-star bids. Pascal, injury probably won't make the all-star team, but it's just a nice reminder of there wasn't panic in Toronto at all, but they were just fighting adversity. And it was just like, it was only a matter of time, honestly, in my opinion. It really just was only a matter of time before they got healthy and they were going to play like the Toronto Raptors that they should be playing like. And, I want to give a lot of credit to this bench as well. I want to give a lot of credit to Gary Trent Jr., who last night, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He, not only defensively, but offensively, he's getting back to consistency. When he first came back a couple of weeks ago, you could tell he was off his groove, wasn't as consistent, and he's finally getting back. He's finally trending back towards the right direction. So this Raptors team is playing really good at the perfect time, because this Eastern Conference, man, I just still think it's wide open. There's so much COVID crap going on. There's so many injuries going on. The NBA is in a weird world right now, and I just feel like a team like Toronto, just because that defense is so elite, they're going to be in every single game, no matter who's playing, no matter who is out. So moving forward for the Toronto Raptors, you're 18-17. I love that you got a huge win on the road against the Milwaukee Bucks. I thought that was absolutely huge. I understand Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't play, but the Raptors, they can't control who's missing for the teams that they're scheduled to play. I know the Raptors are getting a lot of crap right now in the NBA world because, they've won 4 straight basketball games and they've had a good last couple of weeks, but they're also playing depleted teams. But you know what? Wake up call, NBA world. So is every team. Every team is depleted right now. Every team is missing somebody for health and safety protocols, or someone is missing somebody for an injury. So if the Raptors can keep playing the way they're playing, which I fully anticipate, they should have no issue making the playoffs. They should have no issue making the playoffs. There's so many people saying the Raptors should tank, trying to get a top lottery pick. I don't think the draft is that as deep as it was last year, that I think competing, this Raptors team, they're too good to not compete. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. More Raptors videos coming your guys' way, and keep in mind I post daily NBA videos as well. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. I got all my social links down below, and I'll see you guys later.